Collin.
Am I crazy, or is sometimes the recording light and the number on the top?
You're crazy.
Okay.
I mean, it might be that way in Apple.
Yeah, but for some reason I feel like today, maybe it's just the way it's framed up, but it's like perfectly contrast so you can like actually see it.
Oh, because it's on the...
It's on this?
It's on the amp.
Yeah.
So I was starting to introduce the podcast, and you got fucking hella derailed by your user interface self. I don't even know what to call it.
Episode 23.
Episode 23. No guests, just beer. Collin, what did you bring us to drink?
So this is, I've never had it before. I just saw it and bought it. It's McKellar.
Did you buy it based on the label?
Yeah. So McKellar, I've had McKellar beers before. I've been to a McKellar bar. They are I think it's a Danish or Dutch, one of the two. Some small Scandinavian-ish country.
Open it away from the... Because you always give me shit when I open it in the mic.
And but they have a San Diego. This is from McKellar San Diego, and they do a lot of collaborations.
That is really good.
With other brands, and they've done like collabs with other beer brands, and actually Braun Daler, the drummer of Mastodon, is really good friends with the McKellar guys. So McKellar's done a handful of collaborations with Mastodon. Truthfully, this one caught my eye because the label is so fucking great.
Yeah, I love
it. And this is the style of all of their beers look like this. They always have the same design and illustration style. And I think from a design standpoint, there aren't many beer brands that do better than McKellar. Not just the cans and bottles, but everything about the brand. Their logo, I think, is awesome. I went to their bar in San Francisco, and the design of the bar was absolutely beautiful. Everything about this brand, they just get right, I think. And the beer is always like really complex and really interesting. So this is a Pilsner, though. So it's actually like a pretty relaxed beer, but it's tasty.
Yeah, I think it's really good.
It's not cheap. It's $12 for 4 of them, but...
So there's a place up by me. It sells like craft beer and stuff like that. They always seem to get everything that's hard to find. So sometimes I'll stop in there on the way home. Was that a second band that just started practice?
I don't know.
But I'll stop in there on the way home, and they get like a lot of the rare shit and the shit that comes out, they get it before everybody else. So we've been on this sour beer kick, and between Platform and Urban Artifact and a fucking fuck ton of other brands, they always have a new sour. Like every week I can stop by, get one or two. Stopped in the other day, grabbed a 4-pack. So I haven't seen many 4-packs that were 12-ounce cans. Is that like a newer thing?
No, usually that means that beer pack's a wallop.
This one does not. So I was super surprised when I picked up a 4-pack.
Interesting.
Of small beers. And they're sour beers, because I don't think there is a sour beer out there that's more than like 5%. Like they're traditionally lighter beers.
Maybe not just alcohol content, but I mean like packs a punch of flavor or is hard to get or etc.
Well, long story short, that 4-pack of 12 beers was like $12 or $13. And then I grabbed 2 singles, because what they'll do is they'll sell singles, and there was 2 random singles from Urban Artifact that I've been wanting to try. They didn't have a full 4 or 6-pack, whatever it comes in. Those were $4.50 a piece. So when I got up there and I paid $21 or $22 for 6 fucking beers, and it was kind of weird. I felt stupid after doing it.
And I do feel that way sometimes, but at the same time, it's like, what's the difference? It's 4 tall boys for $12. Well, if I got these same 4 tall boys at the bar, it would be $16 to $20.
No, I agree. But what I'm saying is, I got 6 small beers for $22.
Pretty brutal.
Yeah, that was like, I text a buddy of mine who I work with, and he live in the same area, so we always talk about that place and go there. I said, hey man, when you bought Urban Artifact Centerpiece, was it a 4-pack? He's like, yeah. And I'm like, 4 like shorties? Yeah, okay. And then I told him the story, and he's like, damn, like that's expensive. I said, yeah, this is why I go to Kroger and buy my beer at Kroger.
What if they also started doing like those little kings?
Like 8 ounce?
But like really fancy.
Okay. Like some fucking 15%ers?
Yeah,
something like that. So you were a few minutes late today picking up the beer, right?
Yeah.
You already told me the story, but I want you to tell the story again.
Yeah, we had some funny shit just happen. So I went to buy this beer, and I pull up to Save Her Pint, where I always go. The lady at the register on Sunday afternoons is like, I think, starting to expect me on Sunday afternoons. But
That's weird because I'm not even starting to expect you on Sunday afternoons.
Oh, that was good. But is that your coffee up there that's just gonna like sit the whole time?
I'm gonna get up and get that at some point.
Right. Anyway, so I pull up, and there's a car that's backed in the spot to the right of me as I pull up. So like I'm staring right at the driver and the passenger, and the car's full of just like 35 to 42-year-old white women. Okay, typical Clintonville crowd. You know, just look like hip older millennials, early Gen Xers, and or younger Gen Xers. Anyway, as I pull up, and they're all like laughing, and as I pull up, the lady in the passenger seat is like just about to spark up a bowl. And she looks at me like a deer in the headlights, like, oh shit, I just got caught. And I put it in park, and I just gave 2 big thumbs up in a big cheeser style, like, yeah. And they all laugh. And I get out to go in and get the beer. And as I walk past the car, the window rolls down, and she sticks it out with the lighter in her hands. And I'm like, no, I'm good. I'm good.
Like a peace offering.
And they are just dying of laughter. So, and then I found out it was a baby shower, which made it so much funnier. The pregnant woman was not in the car. She was in the next car, but the whole shit was funny.
Yeah, that's the type of shit I miss about just living in this area. I think as of lately, I have been missing living inside the city or just inside 270. I've been missing it a lot more. I you know, on my drive home, it's very peaceful. You know, we've talked about it on the podcast before. I'm kind of far out there. I've been going to parks a shit ton this past like week. I take my daughter like every day. Took both kids today. I love that aspect of it, but I'm really, really starting to miss living inside the city. We've actually been looking at some houses kind of near you.
Sweet.
So we can.
You got to get on it though, because they none of them
fast.
are on the market for more than like 3-4 days. It's crazy.
Yeah, for me though, like I don't know. My wife's talking about like downsizing the house, and I'm just kind of like, nah. I've grown used to having the space.
Mm-hmm.
Can't.
Yeah, it's weird. I often think about selling mine, but it's just because I know we can make a shit ton more money. But
yeah,
then I got to find another one, and I don't really want to do that. I really like our space. I just need to keep it going.
Yeah, but I get bored.
Yeah, sure.
I'm guessing like that whole 5-6 years in, I'm gonna be like, fucking let's do something.
You know,
else.
it's funny too, because like the previous owners of our house, like it was one family that owned it. They built it in 1958.
No shit.
And one of the kids still lived there when we bought it. And like the dad was dead and the mom was down in Florida in a nursing home or something like that. And there were 2 sons. One of them, they both owned the house together, but one of them lived there. And I guess he was like the black sheep fuck up kid. So the house wasn't in the greatest shape when we got it. But like, yeah, it wasn't a closing where we were at the table together. It was there was 2 different closing appointments. And, but I heard that my realtor told me at his closing, like the brothers got really emotional about it because it was like their family home since they were born. It's crazy.
Yeah, that is
so.
wild.
But I kind of like that. I mean, I like our neighborhood, and I really like the space, and it's like the perfect size for us. And I have big ideas for things I want to do with the house and the outside of the house and stuff like that. So I'm happy with staying there. I want to be the fucking king of Cranbrook. You know, fuck you, Jordan Holland.
Yeah.
Speaking of,
he's like the hot milkman.
Yeah, that's true. Speaking of Jordan Holland, I did an impression of him on stage the other night, and my band collective
vocally. Okay.
My band
like that thing.
The dude from James from Reflex Machine was doing sound. We played a show on Friday night at Space Bar. Reflex Machine's a local like 2-piece sludgy noisy loud band, and but he knows like what we're going for because he's a fan of our band and we've played together before. And so we're sound checking, and he's checking my vocals, and he goes, "Do you want reverb on your vocals?" I was like, "Yes, I do." And then he like turns it on and starts reverberating, and I was like, "Can I have a moderate amount of reverb, not Weed Demon levels of reverb?" And then I was like, and my band collectively rolled their eyes so far back in their head when I did that shit. So funny. No, nothing but love and respect for Jordan Holland. It's just fun. It's just fun.
So,
and I knew if he would have been there, he would have laughed. So you
So
just did a
when
really funny impression of him too.
Well, yeah. It's because I remember when he used to be like in like deathcore bands. You know what I mean? Like,
He's still in Domestic Terror. I mean, he's still going in one of his bands.
It's not that. Like, wasn't he in?
He was in like Dead Will Rise.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of. So like, compare the vocals nowadays to the vocals then. It's just different, right? So we always joke with him about that. When you got here, I was already here. I was pretty fucking set up. Obviously, didn't plug the mics in, but I was pretty fucking set up, and that's because I left the house a little early. I wanted to go get some new shoes.
Cool new shoes.
No, did not get new shoes. That's the story of this. And I think honestly, like I feel like I'm becoming that old dude that found something he really likes, and then for life I just want that. And like,
I feel it.
Do you?
Yeah.
Yeah, like I talk so much shit about my mom. Like, you don't understand. Taking my mom to find a new purse is an all-day process. You would think like...
You know what you like, man.
You would think that like a purse is just not that big of a thing, right? It's not like she's buying a designer purse, anything like that. She wants to go to, Target, Walmart, things like that. I am not kidding. There is something wrong with every purse that's picked up. Everyone, she's like, it's too big. I'm like, I'm pretty sure that's the exact same size what you're carrying. It's got an extra pocket right here. That feels like a bonus. That feels like a good thing. So I hated taking her to buy a new purse. Well, I've now become that.
Did you order some Janoskis?
I looked. So let me tell you, there's no shoe more comfortable than the fucking Janoskis.
I agree. I had a pair.
I have two. And there is nothing more comfortable.
I busted a hole in the toe.
That's what's going on. Look at this.
That was the pair I had right there with that that nylon dark camo pattern almost.
Yeah. Love these. I want these same fucking shoes because I keep trying on shoes and I'm like,
they're kind of hard to find now because he put out a new version that's ugly.
Yeah, I know.
The new version is like that. The new version of that shoe looks like the fucking knockoff Walmart version of that.
Yeah. So I went to the mall the other day and I was like, oh, no big deal. I'll just go to the mall, pick up some Janoskis. Like, I'm sure they got a pair of black ones with a white sole. That's all I give a fuck. It can have any pattern it wants as long as they're black up here and white sole. I just want my everyday shoe, right? I got 30 pair of shoes at home. Like, I got fucking Jordans, I got Air Max, I got everything. I just want my everyday shoe. I go to the mall. I go in the first store. I walk through. I'm like, fuck, man, not a single pair of Janoskis. You know what? Let me run up to fucking PacSun. They've got to have them, right?
There it is.
Nope. Not a fucking... You know what? I think they did. I think they had like the low, like almost like the Nike SBs. They had those in a Janoski. And I'm like, God damn, this is hard to find. So I walk out and I'm Googling on the way out. I'm like, shit, these are really hard to find now. I feel like these went out of style. I don't give a fuck. I still want them.
You got to find them somewhere and then buy 4 pairs.
That's what I'm going to do.
That's some old guy shit.
That is some old guy shit, but I'm going to do it. These motherfuckers are hit.
The next logical step from that point is like being one of those guys that's got 2 of the same car. Have you ever seen those old guys? They have like 2 Cadillacs that are the exact same. No. I remember seeing that a lot when I was a kid.
Dude, speaking of Cadillac, so did you park out front or out back?
I parked out front.
Okay. So when you're coming down the side, did you see that Cadillac parked back there? Looks hella sketchy to me. Like, it's... Okay, so you got the side of the building, and you got that little hill that takes you up to the railroad tracks. It's up by the railroad tracks.
Was anybody in it?
I don't know. I didn't go look at it, but it's got no tags, no anything. It's like black Cadillac, blacked out windows. I feel like maybe that's a stolen car dump.
Let's take it.
Where?
I don't know. Shave the VIN down, and I don't. What do you do with that? I'm acting like I know how to fucking steal a car.
No. So I think the most common thing people do, because I've heard stories, right? So
I like how I just made up in my head like how I used to. I just feel like it involves like shaving something.
It could.
I know you pry up the VIN.
Man,
thing.
fuck that VIN. The better thing to do, and this is it's hearsay, right? What you do is you go buy a car, let's say you buy a Cadillac, right? It's in like shitty condition. You get it really fucking cheap. And then you steal one that's the same and you put all the good shit on that one. And then you have like a good, clean Cadillac. I don't know if that's the truth. I don't know if that's still like legit
so you're
nowadays.
Saying stripped and dumped the shell. That's what you're saying?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you sure grind the VIN. So if you're dumping it and get caught, like nobody.
Yeah. You haven't ground a VIN before. Like I didn't smoke weed with those ladies outside of the bar.
Oh.
What? I don't know what you're talking about.
No, I ain't ground a fucking VIN.
Oh.
When I used to ride dirt bikes all the time when I was younger with my brother, we used to go to this trail. It was somewhere off of 270. That's all I remember because everybody called it, let's go ride at 270. It was somewhere out east. But multiple times that we'd shown up there, there's like this big fucking area, this body of water. I don't know what the fuck it is. Multiple times we'd show up and there'd be like cars, 12 feet out. You can still see them. Somebody took them down there and caught them on fire and dumped them there.
Crazy.
It must have been like a common spot to dump cars.
So a few years ago, my best friends, this couple, they lived in Marion Village on Southwood, and they had one of their cars was a red Acura Integra, like the shit that we loved in high school.
Yeah,
like a red hatchback, like a '98 red hatchback Integra manual. Thing was fucking sweet. Okay, and
Fast and Furious style.
They woke up one morning and it was gone, and the thing was, she had been working on a scrapbook she was turning 25 that year, and it was just like a fun project she did that was like basically like the first quarter of my life, like my life so far. And it's like this thick ass, she had been working on it for like a year, had all of these priceless pictures in it, ticket stubs, this was a real deal, a lot of work and a lot of memories. It was in the back seat, and she was like devastated. Okay, and they put out a police report, and the cops were like, we do our thing, but truthfully, we don't recover a lot of these for the most part. And they found it in Cleveland like 10 days later, 2 weeks later, something like that.
Wow.
They found the car in Cleveland, stripped to the bone. No motor, no seats, no nothing. It was sheet metal. And the fucking scrapbook
was still there?
In the back seat that had no seats, just on the sheet metal.
That's actually kind of like considerate.
Yeah, like the guys were like, "Oh, somebody's gonna be looking for this.
Somebody's gonna find this car. Let's let's give them their scrapbook."
Anyway,
back.
That's like the best case scenario, other than getting their car back. But
did I tell you that Amy's car got stolen once?
No.
Yeah. So when we lived over in Westgate, she got up in the morning and came out to go for a run. It's probably like 5:30 or something. And I'm upstairs. I'm awake because, she's up, hustle and bustle, whatever. And then all of a sudden she goes, "Jeff!" I'm like, whoa, shit. Like, that was a serious scream. She's like, "Come down here." I come running down. She's like, "My car is gone." And my car is in the driveway, in the back of like, when I say the back, I mean closest to the street. And there are tire tracks through our front lawn. And I'm like, oh my God. Like, she had
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, dude, they fucking took that bitch and left. So I'm like, what the fuck? How'd they steal your car? Like, damn, let me go look at my car. I look. I don't know if I left my car unlocked or not. I'm assuming I did, right? Because there's no busted windows, but all kinds of shit from my car was stolen. I lost like 2 nicer watches. Like, I don't know what I had. A Kenneth Cole, like kind of businessy watch, and one other one, maybe a Michael Kors. And then a smartwatch as well. I had the Samsung Galaxy Gear 2, fucking back when it first came out. Stole both of those, but what I was most bummed about is they stole my skateboard. I had a full skateboard in the trunk. They stole that too. So what happened was they got in my car, went through my bag, found a key fob and car key for her car, pushed a button, realized it was for the car in front of mine, was like, oh shit, I'm stealing this car, drove it through our lawn and left. So she's freaking out. I'm kind of like, at this point, I'm like, being the optimist, I'm like, yeah, but you wanted a new car anyway. Like, fuck that car. I'm trying to like calm her down. Fuck that car. Just get a new one. Let's just start looking right now. Like, what do you want to get? Anyway, by the time the cops got there, the grass was back up, which means they literally just rode that bitch through our grass. Like, she might have come out and caught them if she was 10 minutes earlier.
Jesus.
Anyway, so she finds like, she's like, oh, I want to get an SUV. This is what I want. Dude, they found that bitch like 2 hours later. It was 1.5 miles from our house. They just dumped it. Went through everything in the car. She had some bags of clothes in the trunk, tore them open. But at that point, she's like, I don't want this car. You know what I'm saying? The cops had scared her. The cops were like, oh, they do really gross shit in the car, and like they bring hookers in the car and all that shit. So Amy's like, hey man, fuck this car. Like, fuck the hooker
And you
car.
had already told her, fuck that car.
And I had already pumped her up on getting a new car. So we actually went that day. We went and picked it up, took it to the car lot, traded it in, got our SUV. This is like Saturday morning that we do this. Monday they call and go, I have a question for you. Was that car stolen? And we were like, oh yeah, it got stolen on, Saturday, but
oh shit.
yeah, they go,
The dealership called you.
yes,
Fuck.
because we just traded it in. And they were like, yeah, you didn't tell us that. And I'm like, you didn't ask. Like, they're like, well, it didn't come up on the Carfax. I'm like, well, it just happened that same day. We traded in the same day. And they were kind of fucking pissed because they gave us all kinds of extra money towards like this new thing to close the deal. And they're like, yeah, now that it's registered as a stolen car and a recovered car, like that's pretty much tanks the value. Like people don't want to buy this. I'm like, I don't know what to tell you. We're not bringing the other one back.
Deal's already done.
yeah, the
Contract
deal's
signed.
fucking
Sorry,
done.
guys.
They gave us all kinds
It was
of
a
money.
registered car that you had insurance on that was...
Everything was fine.
It just happened to get rifled through. Somebody's been going through cars in our neighborhood. Neighbor down the street got his wallet stolen out of his car. My first question was, why is your fucking wallet in your car? But whatever.
Victim blaming. You went right for it, dude.
Yeah.
You Chappelled that shit.
Oh.
You Chappelled it.
You know what's better than that new Chappelle stand-up?
What?
The new Bill Burr stand-up.
I saw it, I saw it on Netflix, right?
Yeah, it came out this week.
Yeah, I haven't.
My God.
Haven't watched it.
My God. We were just dying. So fucking funny.
There. Do you guys? You don't have a Ring doorbell, do you? No.
I have
Okay.
a Nest Cam.
I'm sure. Is there some kind of like Nest community thing where like people post things like, oh, there's been a string of break-ins here and shit like that, or like this suspicious person came to my door.
Nah, I don't really get involved in that stuff if it exists.
So there is one for Ring, right? There's a neighborhood up by mine, and my coworker was talking about like, oh, there's been a rash of cars getting rifled through, and I was like, you mean like broke into? He was like, well, everybody's leaving their car doors unlocked. I'm like, damn, you can't even say there was a string of break-ins. Like there was a string of rifle throughs because everyone's leaving their car unlocked.
Yeah.
I don't know. Fuck that shit. I lock my car.
Yeah, I lock my car too. I mean, in my Jeep, the top's always off. So
Yeah, and somebody already stole your car stereo.
And
anyway.
I just don't keep anything in there that's of value. Like it's so funny that like my shit does it in the garage at work, in my driveway. My Jeep's probably been rifled through 10 times, and I always just find the same shit. Like they take it all out, and then like, no, I don't want this Maranatha CD. I mean, it's just like the same shit. It's like a used chapstick tube and a registration and the Maranatha CD.
Do you just put the chapstick back and use it again later?
No, I don't know. I'm just saying it was probably something. One day I was driving and I was like, where am I going to throw this away? And I just put it in the console. It's like an idiot.
Yeah.
But
I always wonder about that. Like when people like go through your car and they rifle through your shit, like how many people get in and they go, I'm just gonna. I would throw like the chapstick and shit like that out. I'm like, I'm not taking a chance. Like somebody could be fucking putting their bum lips all over this shit.
Oh yeah. I'm not gonna just put it back and use it. Ew, gross.
That's what I mean. That's what I was asking.
I need my chap taint.
That's it's a fucking my speed stick.
Speaking of communities, though, I got to just say something that made me feel really good today. So, we're part of the neighborhood Facebook page, Facebook wall.
Yeah.
Sometimes it really drives me crazy. Sometimes, like, some old guy says some racist shit, like there's black people walking around, watch out. And it's like, hey, fuck off, man. So sometimes some old people will say some stupid shit. Sometimes, it's useful, like, hey, there's a skunk in my backyard and I find out this guy's like 100 feet from my house. It's like, okay, time to bring the dogs in. Like it's useful in that way. And sometimes people use it. It's like we're a little too much of a community. It's like, no, I don't really care about what's going on in your life right now, guys. Today somebody posted a picture of the front of my house and said, pardon me if this is too forward, but I just got to tell you guys, I am in love with this railing in front of this house.
Oh,
and
shit.
if the person who made it is on this board or on this group, can you tell me how long it takes you and how much, and if you're willing to do it for me too?
So are you going to do it?
I haven't responded yet. Sierra got on there and was like, it was my husband, blah, 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 blah. And like, so she's roping me into it, but I bet I could charge $1,500, maybe $1,000 for that. So
really?
I don't know, maybe.
Hey man, That's a lot of beer money.
Yeah.
Now you're gonna have to LLC that fucking beer money thing.
Maybe feel pretty good about it though, because it's not even, for one, it's not done yet. I still have to finish one row, and I still need to stain it. I need to put the numbers on. The front of my house is ugly as fuck because we need to paint it, but and my yard looks like shit. But she said, I'm in love with this, and I was like,
that's tight. We did some. Okay, first of all, my yard is fucking garbage. Like, we're talking about some old man shit right now. My yard is garbage. But
it's been dry for 2 weeks now, so
it doesn't matter. Like, I finally mowed mine, and all I did was mow the weeds down. It actually looks quite fucking nice compared to how it used to look. But then we get like, this one guy comes every year and does like a group rate, and will like aerate, overseed, and fertilize your lawn. Mm. He'll do it, I think, in the spring and the fall. So we actually paid for all three this time. And if you ever had your yard aerated before, it basically like, it pops little, holes. Like 1-inch tubes of dirt out of your
oxygen to get into the soil.
So Hayden takes a dog out, and he's like, dude, there is so much goose poop out there.
Because they do look like goose turds.
Yeah, it does. So he came in, and he was like, I can't even avoid it. Like, he was freaking out.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, it was really good.
I like how you can get those aerating cleats, like for when you're like mowing the lawn. That's like a bunch of nails sticking out of the bottom of a cleat.
Oh, you know what? I was bitching to Amy about that. I'm like, dude, the old school way was you put these fucking shoes on, and they got little cleats on the bottom. And I never thought about do it while you mow the lawn.
Yeah, dude.
That's not a bad plan.
No, man.
What the fuck?
Free aeration.
I gotta be honest, I feel really fucking dumb right now. Because I was like, who the fuck wants to go out there and walk their whole lawn?
Hey, but this guy fucking did it for you. And
he had a big fucking machine. He was done in 7 minutes.
Yeah, it's fine. I want to go back really quick to because we kind of skimmed over it, and you found the thing that you like, so you need to get another pair.
Yeah.
Are there any other things, like, in your life, like articles of clothing or objects or things where it's like, I found my thing, and I'm always going to do it now?
You see how you have some like khaki shorts on right now? Mm-hmm. I have a pair of khaki shorts that I actually bought an extra like 2 or 3 pair.
Nice.
Because I was like, let me tell you, if I ever lost these, got them stained, fucked them up, I'd be very sad to not have these. They're just sitting up there. I have 2 pair I have not worn.
Like I would say every 6 months or so, I buy a new pair of Vans Authentics, and I have done so for 12 to 15 years. Like literally every 6 months.
Just like the black ones with the white sole?
Yeah. I know the size. I know, everything. I just get them. I just order them, and $40, and I got a new pair for 6 months. And then like,
what are you gonna do when Vans like skyrockets in price the way Champion did?
Yeah, well, Champion's owned by Hanes. I think that's why. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
My father-in-law and his wife both work for Hanes, and
yeah, but the fucking comeback was crucial. Anyway, go on.
I don't think I'll ever buy another pair of jeans that aren't Levi's 512s. I feel like they fit me perfectly. Shit like that. It's like even these Jordan ones that I got, I got these. I was texting you about it. I got these because I just wanted a pair of Dunks, because fucking 15 years ago I had a pair of Dunks and I loved them.
I still have a couple pairs.
So then I get these Jordan ones because now Dunks only exist as SB, like the fucking fat
the
DC shoes, like the DC pillow shoes.
Yeah.
And so I get these Jordans, and then last week I was at a show at the basement, and there was like I can't remember the person's name, some white people music festival person that was performing at Promo West. So it was a bunch of kids who were tripping walking in. And anyway, it was a bunch of Gen Z and young millennials and sitting there outside the show waiting for it to start, watching these people funnel in. It was like fascinating people watching of like the current state of American fashion.
Yeah.
Anyway, like every third guy's got Jordan 1s on. I'm like,
really?
Yeah! I was ahead of that game.
That's crazy. I still have some Dunks. I was a big fan of Dunks. That's all I wore during. You remember the explosion of like bright colors in pop punk?
Yeah, because in the hardcore scene, it was like at the same time pop punk was doing bright colors. Hardcore, the tough guy hardcore scene, like Bernie's, like the shows I was hanging out at, they were doing like the hip hop all over print Bape shit that wasn't bright, but it was still kind of bright. It was
Okay.
around the same time. It was a lot of all over print camo, all over print, colorful prints, bright orange insides of jackets, stuff like that shit.
Yeah.
Really bright flat brim hats.
Yeah,
And dunks.
I did both, but I had a shit ton of dunks. I had all the bright ones. And if I couldn't find a pair that were bright enough, I would go by size like 11 and a half in women's. And it was it's the same exact shoe.
Yeah.
They just sized them differently. Like,
Yeah, I wanted to get another pair because I remember having a pair of dunks that they're comfortable, they're cool, and they're so durable. The leather and it's so like they last forever.
do you remember Vandals? They were kind of like dunks, but then they had a strap at the top too.
Oh, yeah.
I fucked with those.
I had a pair of, I don't know what I did with them. I probably sold them to Ragorama or some shit when I felt like I was over them, and I wish I still had them. But I have a pair of black and white with red trim, like red is the pop color, Air Force Ones.
Oh, wait, yeah. Where
Highs
it says
with
air in the bottom of the sole. Like at the bottom, like down here where the air bubble would be, it says air, right?
Yeah. And it's got the strap and everything.
Yeah.
Those were cool.
Fuck yeah.
My dunks were Cleveland Cavs colored. Like it was black and maroon with a gold trim. I think the swoosh was gold.
You want to we'll compare shoe collections if you want.
I don't got shoe collections. Those are gone. I don't know. That's the thing. Is I get rid of shoes like an idiot. I also am not one of those. Like I can't. Like I actually wiped these down today, and I don't ever do that with shoes. Like I didn't like clean them, but I like wiped them down because I wore them out in Whetstone Park Field yesterday, so they're all dusty.
Okay, so I have two things.
You just looked at me like that was the lamest shit I ever said.
I have two things. One, I wiped these down today, and they're still fucking trashed. I told you I've been going to parks a fuck ton. There's a park like it's right by me. It's called Shale Hollow Park.
Yeah, when you posted that picture earlier of Hayden, I looked it up, like looked in your location tag and looked it up, and I was like, oh, that looks like a cool place.
It's a cool little place. They got like a couple little trails you can walk to the top and right in the mic. Man, sucking on that foam
Just
dick.
being a dick.
Sucking on that foam dick.
Oh, see, porch. There is a person on your porch.
What do you got?
It's a squirrel.
Jesus Christ.
Nest
All right.
aware is not very smart.
So
Thanks, Google.
Every week, I feel like I have some either realization or thing. And did you look up how cemeteries make money after the last episode?
I didn't, but we were quickly corrected by two people.
Who's the second?
Brian.
Well, there was Brian, but who was the other?
Kyle was the first.
Damn, you're right. Did Collin or Kyle text you too?
No, I think he commented on something or he messaged us on Facebook.
See,
So if he's got admin privileges, he messaged himself.
that's true. He actually said that he's okay to come on the episode like next week because we're gonna pod on Tuesday, right?
Yes.
Yeah, because you're going out of town
Going
yet
to
again.
Virginia Beach, dog.
Dude, you go on more fucking vacations than anyone I know.
I feel like it was really hard for a really long time with the kids.
Yeah.
But now they're at an age where it's easy. And so it's
like quite literally like the past like 3 months, it's been like every 2 weeks you've gone somewhere.
I feel like that's an exaggeration, but
son.
but we do because that's the thing is we don't like do these like big planned things. Like we don't take like a week and a half and go down.
No, you guys just
to
go
Florida. We just
somewhere
go
quick, a couple states
Friday
over.
to Monday.
Yeah.
Just get out of town. It's easy because we're just paying for gas and food, and we just get our clothes together and then tell the kids like, okay, guys. It's not just like it's like before, you pack a stroller and a bumbo seat and a feeding ring, whatever those things are called, and boppy, and I remember, and Sierra used to like sew covers for him and stuff.
Oh,
anyway, and all the toys and like the jungle gym for the kid. It's like a thing. It's a big ordeal. Now it's just like, okay, guys. You have a backpack. You have a backpack. You have a backpack. Fill it with whatever shit you're bringing. Make sure you grab chargers. Whatever you want to bring, a book, toys, iPads, I don't give a shit. Fill your backpack. That's on you. If you forget something, too fucking bad. You know what I mean?
So you don't audit them. You just say, do this shit, we're out.
Yeah. We pack their clothes. They don't have to worry about clothes.
We don't go we didn't take Eloise anywhere. It just felt like too much of a hassle. You know how you said like, oh, pack a stroller, pack a bubbo. Fuck that. We just stayed at home. Like, fuck that. We didn't even go to family's house most of the time.
You guys should go camping with us sometime. That's a good intro. See, that's another thing is because we're...
Define camping.
That's another thing.
Like, do you know who I am?
No, I know.
You know, it took me 11 minutes to get a spider out of my house today. And my wife did it.
That's some soft shit right there.
Dude, I don't fuck with spiders. This thing had legs. They were so long, Collin. It was it was the size of a pencil eraser. And then it had legs that were like, I don't know, each of them had to be 2.5 inches each.
It's called a daddy long leg.
This wasn't a typical daddy long leg, dude.
We've had a lot in my house recently, daddy long legs, and I keep like picking them up because they're daddy long legs. You grab one leg and it's not a fucking big deal. And I just walk around my house going, "Hey kids, open your mouth!" And like they scream, and they're all so scared of these fucking spiders.
That's me, dog.
Like are harmless.
It doesn't matter. They're fucking terrifying. It's like people that have a fear of clowns or something. I don't get that. Dude, I don't know what it is about spiders. And when I was younger, we had a fucking tarantula.
Okay, so going back to camping, and I do honestly believe this is one reason why it is so easy for us to do weekend out-of-town trips, is because about 6 or 7 years ago, no, 8, 9, 10 years ago, we started camping really frequently. Like so frequently to the point that people were like parents and stuff, like for Christmas and birthdays and stuff, were like buying us camping gear, like campies and camp ovens and whatever the fuck,
gift cards to REI or whatever it's called.
Yeah. And so we've actually amassed. We have a tent. It's a Coleman tent that you could fit 3 queen size air mattresses in side by side, and it has a closet with like a drape in front of it. You can put up a divider in between to make it into 2 rooms. You put like poles in the door, so it's got a hard door that opens, or like a structured door that opens. And our camping is somewhere between glamping and camping, because we don't go wilderness camping. We find a campground, either a state park like Lake Hope down in Hocking Hills, or John Bryan out in Springfield, and or Happy Hills. It's a family campground down in Hocking Hills area. That it's got a bathhouse with showers and a bunch of toilets, and nothing is too far from it. And like Halloween weekends, they do like trick or treating through the campground, because it's also a place where like people bring their RVs and shit too. But we always have we have a spot that's like that we always get, that's like the spot we love because it's kind of off on its own, and the owner of the place, like, we know him through family friends, and so he's really cool with us. He'll give us free firewood and stuff sometimes, stuff like that. But no, I mean, we plan meals really good, and we cook over the fire or cook over a grill. And
but you don't have any vegetarians in your family?
You grill veggie dogs or some shit.
Yeah.
You can make veggie food over a fire.
I just feel like, dude, I'm not made to camp. Like, I don't.
It's fine. Honestly,
I'm made to go out and be around fire and fucking drink beer and shit like that.
How about this? We'll meet in the middle. Next time we go camping, which might be in October.
Okay.
We're trying to get a camping trip together. Next time we go camping, because we don't ever camp further than like an hour and a half away. Like when we go to John Bryan in Springfield, it's like 45 minutes. And next time we camp, you can come down and hang out on Saturday. You don't have to stay. You can come in the morning. You can leave at night and just hang out at the campsite like we do. Just hang out, drink beers, make food.
What do you do? You just hang out,
drink beers, make food. A lot of these campgrounds have like a playground. Sometimes we'll just like walk through the woods and shit. But it's mostly about just relaxing and being away. We have a fire going all day, and we're just sitting around a campfire playing cards, playing games. Kids are coloring pictures. We still bring devices and stuff, and my pilot's got a plug in it, so we turn it on every couple hours, let him charge some shit up.
So speaking of campfires, Collin.
Oh yeah.
We had a fire last night. Did you guys have a fire last night?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I took a boomerang of my fire, Collin, and then I saw you take a boomerang of your fire. You boomerang copied me.
Truthfully, I did not see yours until you sent that to me today, because I was fairly disconnected last night.
I was 1 hour ahead of you in boomeranging my fire.
When I say disconnected, I mean I was pretty drunk, and also my phone was... I was trying to not have it in my hand because I just had a really fucking terrible long week.
Yeah. Well, you had a show this week, didn't you?
I had everything. Everything that could existed this week. And, when I said I felt like I got my ass kicked, it was wild. This week was wild. We didn't even really do a catch up.
We did not.
And, but, last week Sunday night, I was stressed about the week. I had a lot going on. I had a 2.5 day client workshop at work. So that's 2.5 days of my week of doing work that disappear, because I'm in a workshop. And, so that's half my week right there. I had a lot of other client demands. So work itself was crazy. On top of that, it's soccer again. So both kids had fucking soccer practice this week on different days, or 2 of the 3 kids had soccer practice this week on different days. One night I had the same client I had to take out we had to take out dinner, went to Lindy's, which was sweet, but went out to dinner. That day I got to work at 7:30, left at 5, went to dinner, got home at 8:30 or 9, took an hour and a half break, and then worked from 10:30 to 2. It was that kind of week. Did the podcast on Tuesday, had to fit a practice in because we had a show on Friday. I mean, it was just Thursday night to Friday morning. That was the first night I got more than 4 hours of sleep all week. And then Friday night after our show, and I got it's been a long time since I've drank so many tall boy PBRs in a night. Jesus Christ.
Okay, I went out for your birthday.
Yeah. Was
it like that?
Oh, no. No, Jesus. No, I was not. I try not to get that fucked up on show nights.
Yeah.
But I got a lot of sleep, though, that night. I got home at 2 and probably slept until 10 because the kids they were at my mother-in-law's house overnight. And got up and, man, I was sitting around the fire last night and I was just like, I literally feel like I got beat up, like my body. Like I've gotten good sleep the last couple of days, but like I just feel like my whole week of exhausting every aspect of my life, from mentally, emotionally, physically, everything, creatively. And yesterday I was just like fucking done. So yeah. I did make the best mashed sweet potatoes of my fucking life last night, though.
Do you generally like sweet potatoes? I think we talked about this before. Sweet potatoes in general.
I don't really like classic sweet potatoes, like where you chop them up and roast them and put fucking marshmallows or whatever the fuck on top. That's not my thing. Like the classic southern sweet potato pie. That's not my thing.
It's probably called sweet potato casserole.
Something like that. But I do like roasted sweet potatoes, like cut up, and I do like mashed sweet potatoes. And last night I made it better than I ever have.
What the fuck do you put in them to make, like, they're already sweet, aren't they? Like,
Collin's recipe time for sweet mashed potatoes. This is good. I'm going to do this. They were small yams, so I used 5 of them last night. I was just cooking for a lot of people too, because we had some friends over.
Is a yam the same thing as a potato?
It's a sweet potato.
Okay.
And chop them up, chop them up into 1.5 inch cubes or whatever. Throw them into the boiling water and get those going like you're doing mashed potatoes. Full stick of butter. Once they're done and drained.
Salted or unsalted?
Unsalted. I always use unsalted butter because I want to control the level of salt in my cooking. But full stick of butter in those bitches. Probably a cup or a cup and a half of 2% milk. What kind of milk do you guys drink?
I fucking hate milk.
But what kind of milk is in your fridge?
We have 2. We have 2% and whole.
Okay.
We have whole because, unfortunately, we're asshole parents and we're still letting our daughter have 1 bottle before bed.
Oh, that's fine. At least it's milk and she's not still breastfeeding. That's for me. I'm breastfeeding. Anyway, so 5 mashed or sweet potatoes, 4 if they're normal size big ones, but these ones are kind of small. Full stick of butter. Like once the mashed potatoes are ready to be mashed, full stick of butter, about a cup and a half of milk, whatever feels good, however you like it. I would say a teaspoon of garlic powder. Half a teaspoon of garlic powder, teaspoon of salt, teaspoon of pepper, and then I actually bought fresh thyme and fresh rosemary and chopped those up very finely and probably put, of the mixture, probably a tablespoon to 2 tablespoons in there. Mix that bitch up. That shit was sweet and herbal and roasted root vegetable-y and creamy and buttery. Oh man, it was so good.
Man, you're getting like
So good.
hard off these mashed
So
potatoes.
no, I just gave a recipe. Now you guys can all do it. You 4 people, Duchamp, you can make these sweet potatoes.
We're still getting okay plays. I said plays. It's not streams. It's just plays.
Speaking of streams,
Are you going to talk about Conway?
In a minute?
Oh, that's what I was going to. So speaking of streams, I'll let you go
Yeah, I
first.
just got to say this is really funny. So Sierra posted a picture, or not posted a picture, but she sent a picture to a group text this morning with a couple of our friends of me with wet long hair, shirtless, and I'm gonna show you the picture, and I'll send it to you, and you can put it on the thing. She sent this with it just said #NeverForget.
I don't think I realized you were in the cut.
Yeah,
I didn't know that
it's
until
wild, man.
dude. Until those fucking
So JDR posted those pictures.
yeah, until those pictures the other day, I was like, holy shit, I had no idea.
Anyway, Sierra sent this to a group of our friends.
Is that you?
Skinny ass me with long hair and holding a snake, shirtless, dirty, long hair in a basement.
That doesn't even look like you.
Do you know the context of that picture?
No.
So she sent that and said #NeverForget. So then I sent the context, and after this is over, I'll show you.
It wasn't like some Jake the Snake like wrestling shit, was it?
No, I was the actor in a Throwdown music video that my friend directed for the song Holy Roller, the one that sounded like Pantera. You know what I'm talking about?
No, you're fucking in the video?
I was the star of the video.
Oh my God.
And I was a guy that was tied up in a basement being covered with snakes. And we had a snake guy that was a family friend of ours.
Like a snake wrangler?
Like a guy who like goes to schools with snakes, like to science classes and stuff like that. And he just literally we had this big trunk and he filled it with snakes and he kept taking them out. I'll show you the video after this. He kept taking them out and like putting them on me and stuff like that. And I was tied up, cold, wet on the floor of this basement. Anyway, so she sent that picture. We can put a link in the thing. To
Yeah, I'll totally put the link in
the song. Fucking rules too, by the
video.
way. Anyway, it was a real deal. It was like #1 on Headbangers Ball and shit like that. And like it was shot on film, not digitally. I mean, it was a real deal shit. Anyway, I sent a link to the YouTube video to this group text. And I look, 1.6 million views on that bitch. What up?
You're fucking famous. I'm podding with a famous guy.
That was all to lead up to that. That whole thing was to lead up to 1.6 million views, bitch.
That's crazy.
So anyway, Conway, the Machine.
Yeah, that's where I thought you were going to go when you started talking about streams.
A lot of good records came out on Friday.
Give me a breakdown of some of the ones.
Conway the Machine. Let's talk about it for a sec.
All right.
Next up in the Griselda release list was this Conway the Machine full length. It's like what, 9 songs?
Is it even that many?
And
I feel like it's less than that.
I honestly, I like love Benny the Butcher.
Yeah.
I do think that Conway is the best rapper in the group.
He's definitely my favorite of the Griselda crew. I'm generally on board with everything they do. When I say they, I mean all three of them.
Griselda.
Yeah, Griselda. I was not vibing on that. I think it's called Black Spoons.
Yeah, you told me you didn't like that song.
Did you like it?
I listened to the record while I was like driving or doing something. I wasn't listening super closely. I need to still do that.
Yeah.
There's a song later in the record. It's got like a woman singing, and I don't really like that one as much. But
Black Spoons, it was way too slow, and then his flow was very relaxed and slow too. I was just like, man,
I'll have to check it out.
I cannot vibe to this
I did
song.
like though that, and you posted about it, that half of it song, because it's interesting because all these Griselda guys, you just hear them over these kind of classic Alchemist,
hip-hop, the boom bap.
Yeah, Alchemist,
beats.
Madlib, Ninth Wonder, all those guys, that vibe. And he just rapped some really fucking hard verses over a mid-tempo trap beat, and I loved it.
Absolutely.
Loved it.
That is, and that's more, though I like the boom bap style rap and shit like that, I always love the trap rap.
Yeah.
Love it.
Me too.
And so to take somebody like Conway and put him over a trap beat, that is hands down my favorite song. Mm-hmm. By far.
Yeah, no, that's great. Yeah, so that record's awesome. Conway the Machine, Look What I Became. Also, do you fuck with Chelsea Wolfe? No, okay. Well, Chelsea Wolfe, she's a gothy singer-songwriter. She did her first couple records were acoustic, dark acoustic kind of stuff, and then she did this thing that kind of had a little bit more swagger. Think like late era Marilyn Manson meets Lana Del Rey. You know, just kind of like chill, dark music. And then she kind of shifted really hard for a couple records into what I would consider like the spiritual successor to Nine Inch Nails, like sexy industrial, not annoying industrial, but like heavy, dark, but pretty. You know, like Nine Inch Nails did. You know, that's like kind of.
I never got into.
That's fine. That's fine, and that's fine. But she put out a new one, and it was kind of. She felt like she needed to pull back a bit. She pulled out the electronics, and it kind of goes back to an older school style of hers, which is a little prettier. And a little bit more stripped down. A lot of it is acoustic and stuff like that. Anyway, it's really good campfire music. We were listening to it last night around the fire. So that's great. And then I got to say it. I have listened to the new Korn record 3 times since Friday. I think it is legitimately great. Like if you would have told Collin in 2013, 14, 5, 6 years ago that oh yeah, in 2019, Slipknot and Korn would both put out like great records that feel like old school Slipknot and Korn records. I mean, their Korn's tendency to get into the blitz rock is there. There are silly parts where it gets really just okay. This could be a Breaking Benjamin song,
and there's some singing in the Slipknot album that I can kind of do without.
You know, and obviously, this is Korn's 13th record,
right?
But this record, I will say, for the most part, gives me the same vibe as
Life is Peachy.
Life is Peachy. Hold on, I'm gonna sneeze. Life is Peachy.
Follow
Leader and Issues. Like to me, it's those 3.
It felt like what would have come post Life is Peachy before Issues. Or Follow the Leader, I mean. It feels like what should have been in between there.
When
like
it gets
riff-wise.
When it gets really so you've listened to it?
Yeah. Well, I haven't listened to the whole thing.
When it gets really radio-y, it does feel like Issues era.
Yeah.
Like where it's like a little bit more blitz rocky. But and for people who don't live in Columbus, Blitz is the name of our modern rock station. You know what I'm talking about. Saliva. But
Drowning Pool.
So yeah, there were parts where I was like, yeah, this sounds like it could be a Breaking Benjamin song or something like that or whatever, which is fine. It's just not my thing. But man, it starts with bagpipes and ends with Jonathan Davis crying as if to be kind of like wink, like, hey guys, remember our first record?
Yeah.
And
what's that song called? Daddy?
Yeah.
Something like that.
And but it's good. There's parts I feel like, yeah, man, this is the Korn that I fucking fell in love with. This is them saying, hey guys, we made up this genre and we do it better than everybody still. And it doesn't help. I mean, it doesn't. It does help the fact that Head is back in the band.
That I think
for the first record in like 4 records.
I think that's the major.
So they got rid of the electro. There's a little bit of synthy stuff here and there, but for the most part, they got rid of the beats, the dubstep, all that bullshit that they were doing.
Yeah,
they got rid of the circus clown bullshit sound. I feel like a lot of times it sounded like a carnival, and there's parts where it is so classic stripped down Korn, like 2 guitars, bass, drums, and vocals. And there's a part where they're going like it's like a legitimately heavy part where both guitars are doing like and the bass is doing the heavy part, and they didn't even overdub guitars over it. And to me, it's like that's legit. Like that's like the Korn. Yeah, mine did.
Yours did that too. Why?
I don't know.
Why is the beer foaming like that?
I don't know. But anyway, I think I spent way too long sitting around a fire with my friends last night singing my praises for the new Korn record. Sierra doesn't like it. She's like, this sounds like blitz rock. But
I'll have to check it out. I haven't checked out the whole thing. I did check out
the production's also really fucking good.
I did check out the whole Slipknot album, and I was telling Mark, I was like, hey man, I think you'll actually like this one. You should check it out. And he texts me and he goes, hey man, I'm 36 minutes into this and I think it sounds like shit. I said, oh dude, you're almost there. The 37th minute is when it really turns up. And I was just being a dick. So I get to practice. This is like, I don't know, 5 days later. I get to practice. He goes, I finished that album, man. I don't know what you were talking about the 37th minute. He was like, it just sounded like shit the whole time. Like he legitimately thought I meant
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
He legitimately thought I'm at 37 was the actual time where it started getting good. I liked it the whole time, except for like maybe track. There was like track like 2 or 3. It was something very early on where he was doing fucking some singing over electronic or some bullshit. There was something going on where I was like, not fucking with this. The rest of the shit I'm fucking
I do think the second half of the New Corn record gets a little boring, a little meh at points, but in every song that I start initially feel that way, later in the song they have a riff that's just fucking like so. So
a little bit ago I said I think every episode I either have a sentence or a thought or a question that derails us for a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm gonna preface this question with some questions to you first.
Okay.
Okay. When you shower, do you use a rag or a loofah?
It depends. That's the thing is I don't own a loofah for myself. But I always just like.
Are you just borrowing loofahs?
I just like grab one of the kids' ones or something like that. But I usually use a wash rag.
What, for your ass cheeks?
Huh?
For your like ass cheeks?
Are
you flossing your ass cheeks with your kid's loofah?
No. No. Come on.
Dude.
Yes.
Well, okay. So what I was thinking was some people use a loofah on their ass. Some people don't.
I don't like it.
I do. I'm an advocate for the loofah. But here's the thing. I always wash my ass last, right? Okay. Because I'm like, I don't want to rub.
Sure.
I don't want to rub poop particles all over my body. But then I hang it up and I get back in the next time like nothing ever happened. And it got me thinking, I was like, how many people wash their ass with the loofah and then just get back in and use it on their fucking shoulder like nothing happened the next time? That's what I'm saying. Loofahs are fucking weird. Yeah, loofahs are weird.
That's weird. It is weird.
Loofahs
I don't know.
Are fucking weird.
I mean, I always give it a couple good rinses and a couple of good wring outs before I use it.
Yeah, but are you fucking wringing out the poop particles?
I don't know.
Are there poop particles? Is that a thing?
I don't know. I don't want to think about it.
That's what I'm saying.
There's so much parts of our life that like if we really thought about are so fucking gross that I just don't want to think about. Think about the atrocities that exist on your steering wheel. Just think about it.
Oh, because I exclusively pick my nose in the car.
But it doesn't matter if you pick your nose in the car. Like your hands and other people's hands have been all over your steering wheel.
Yeah, and for you, your car gets rifled through once a month. So who knows what kind of fucking bum diseases it has.
And my kids treat my car like my Jeep like a jungle gym. So they all are sitting in there pretending I got their goddamn whatever.
Sticky fingers,
hands in their crotch, whatever it is, it's all over my steering wheel. You know what I mean? It's just, you think about places like, and I do, like, I think about this often and stuff because like my stepdad used to always like yell at us when we would go to Six Flags and we'd be in line and he'd be like, don't touch the handrails.
At Six Flags?
Yeah. And he goes, literally thousands, tens of thousands of people are touching these handrails every day.
Yeah. I'm always one of those people that goes,
so I always feel weird about it. You go to those handrails at Six Flags and the wood ones are all like shiny and smooth from people touching them all day.
I'm one of those people that looks at it and goes, I'd rather introduce that to my system now.
Oh yeah, that's the thing is I don't give a shit.
Build fucking antibodies.
I don't give a shit. I think I do, but I just think about it because it's burned in my brain.
Yeah.
To think about like what's no, I believe.
I mean, our phones are like the dirtiest things possible.
Like George Carlin has a bit that the reason he doesn't get sick is because when he drops something on the ground, he picks it up and he eats it. He's like, that's why I don't get sick, because I've used my body for what it's for, which is fighting disease. And it's actually a great bit. You should look it up. Yeah, I'm not saying that I've got a problem with it. I'm just saying, if you really think about anything, I'm sitting here rubbing my hand on this. Who knows what back rooms of what venues this shit has been in.
That's true.
You know what I mean? And I'm like rubbing my hand all over it.
And now it's just our beer table.
Yeah. So, it's just that sort of thing. This, I didn't think to like wipe this off before I drank out of it, but this was in like the back of some fucking truck. It was in somebody's hands. It was on a machine, but I cracked it open. I put my face on it.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
That's what I mean. There's weird shit like that everywhere. You're right.
So,
You're right.
yeah, it's.
But sometimes things stick out to me, and loofahs, for whatever reason.
Yeah, now you got me thinking about that, and that is pretty gross because it's like an abrasive surface. So, like, what kind of like skin particles are like stuck up in the little holes and stuff like that? You know what I mean?
Well, that's why you can't share loofahs. I don't know why I'm drawing the line at sharing the loofah.
No, I get that. That is now,
but like that's my skin particles.
In hindsight, me saying that out loud is like really gross. I do usually use a wash rag most of the time.
Yeah, I grew up using the wash rag. Do you have any fucking trivial things that bother you? It's not the end of the episode. We still got some time, but I just wondered.
Well, I got to call out the fact that my trivial thing from last week that you did not believe me that non-electric cars, that combustion engine cars would shut off at lights and start at lights. And Brian, our guest from a few weeks ago, messaged us to call us out, or to call you out and tell me that I was right.
Let me just say that I haven't looked it up yet to confirm it. So I'm not acknowledging that it happened until I look it up.
Well, here's how you can prove it is go drive around a rich neighborhood, which you live in Lewis Center, so you live around plenty of rich people, just like I live next to Upper Arlington.
Yeah.
Stop at a light and open your windows. The fact that I would say probably 5 to 10% of cars are hybrids does not add up to when you hit gas at the light and you hear 6 cars turn back on.
I have literally never witnessed this.
Now think about it.
I will. But let me tell you right now that Porsche Panameras, they don't do that. And like, I feel like the only people up there, they either have Jeeps, Porsche, or other muscle cars. Excuse me, I'm burping. Other muscle cars like fucking Challengers,
like
and
the
shit.
new ones.
Yeah. Is there one that sticks out to you that's like you shake your head at more than the others? For me, it's the Charger.
Honestly, the Dodge ones I have less a problem with. The Charger and the Challenger, I don't have I really don't like those Chargers from 10 years ago. Dude, like when they first brought them back.
Chargers are garbage.
But I think that the Chevy Camaro, the new Camaros are so goddamn ugly for a car that was so cool in the 70s and 80s.
I feel like
the 90s Camaros, you got that IROC Camaro, that white trash Camaro, which it's ugly, but it's fine. But the new ones,
I love that you called it out and called it a white trash Camaro.
Oh my God.
Can I just say that my brother had one?
Good.
With T-tops.
Fuck yeah.
It was black. It had the chrome things that go over fenders. You remember those? Like the chrome shit? It had chrome wheels, all this chrome trim, and then his wife had a red one with all the same parts but gold.
Fuck yeah.
They had his and her fucking IROC Zs. Shit was tight. While we're on the subject of like things with motors,
we just glossed over that trivial shit.
No, this is my trivial thing.
Okay.
So while we're on trivial things and things with motors, I'm gonna use this to bring it together here, right? Have you seen those like mini motorcycles, like mini Ducatis?
No.
Are you kidding me?
Like mini, like a regular mini bike, but like looks like a fucking.
No. Okay. These are
rocket?
fucking street legal. Like people drive these around like freeways and everything.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
They're tiny.
No, it's the Honda Grom.
Dog. These are mini Ducatis.
Oh, that's weird. Because Honda has a Grom that has those little wheels and it looks so silly.
It's the weirdest fucking thing. But there is a culture that I just don't know about. It's this mini motorcycle culture.
Hilarious.
And sometimes up there in Lewis Center, I will see 5 or 10 of these things.
Packs of them.
Packs of mini bikes.
There is a Honda Grom crew that rolls around Olentangy, Ackerman area. I see them all the time.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm going to have to look that up and see if it's even remotely the same. But these, I swear these are mini Ducatis.
Hilarious.
It's the weirdest. And it bothers me. I see it. Like, it's a trivial thing. It bothers me. I'm just like, you fucking dipshit. Get a real motorcycle. I don't know why it bothers me because you're talking to somebody that doesn't have a motorcycle.
You'd be happy about this, though, because my boss had a Honda Grom, and he sold it, and he got a fucking a big-ass Harley. So there you go.
That's the way to do it. I don't know what it is. Those little things, they just They piss me off every time I see them. And I saw some today. That's why I came in here like, well, I'm going to have to say something about these. And I didn't want to forget it because there are times where we get out of here and we don't talk about trivial things.
Mm-hmm. I have a trivial thing.
Hit it.
So, you know the shape of my house. You know, I have that
Yeah,
back.
it's got, I think
it's like an L shape.
It has walls and a roof. It's fucking weird.
You know the layout of my house.
Yes.
Excuse me. Anyway, I have that couch that's like in the front room under the windows.
The longest couch on the planet?
Not that.
Oh,
The one in my
the
front
little
room.
one. Yeah.
So I got the mid-century one in the front room, and then I have a room that goes off the back of my house, and there's a chair, like a wing chair in that room, my TV room. Okay, where the long couch is. Rowan sits on the front room couch. Miles sits on that black chair. They are fucking 40 to 50 feet away from each other, and they play the same goddamn game, and they give commentary and scream at each other across the house.
So this really bothers you. You know how I know? You've brought this up before.
Was it a trivial thing?
No, I think we just brought it up in passing.
My God, I cannot fucking stand it. Because I'm sitting there trying to watch TV or I'm trying to do something, and it's like, my whole thing is like, if you're going to play a game together, be in the same fucking room. And then they do that. They get in the same fucking room, and then they're sitting 4 feet away from each other, still screaming the same volume. Like one of them will kill another one in Fortnite or something. They'll be like, what? And it's just like, Jesus Christ, you are 3 feet away from him.
Yeah, my so I
drives me
I took the kids to
bonkers.
the park again today, but I took both of them this time. So I've been taking Eloise because she seems to really enjoy being outside. And if I take her to places with playgrounds, she would much rather literally run through the field. Like she'll leave the playground and just run in grass. Like for 10 minutes.
Like your description of her running.
Because her
her
run is still wild as fuck.
Kids run like idiots.
Yeah, her run is still very fucking reckless. That like left arm gets going and I'm like, you're gonna hit something and fall over. Anyway, so I've been taking her because she's been seeming to enjoy that, and I want to foster that as much as possible.
Sure.
Hayden has been doing cross country. He's killing it at cross country, but he has been saying like, oh, I'm going to here and I'm running this shit for like cross country practice or meets. I want to go see these trails when it's not for cross country. I want to enjoy it.
Good on that kid.
I know. I was like, okay, let's go.
That's
So
good.
today I took them both, and he was like, it just shows what a different dynamic they are. So she like wanted to walk around, pet every tree, feel every surface.
Pet every tree.
Yeah, dude. She's like, she'll go up.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
And she asks for permission. She puts her hand close and goes, eh? And I go, yeah, baby, you can touch it. And then she touches it. And then she walks and finds a different surface and she goes, eh? And puts her hand close to it. And I go, yes, you can touch that. So it's fantastic. He, on the other hand, is like reckless boy 10,000.
Sure.
He's like, what is this sharp object? Oh, look at this. Cutting into the tree. I'm gonna throw this fucking rock. Oh, what is that? I'm gonna climb up that. And I'm just like, I couldn't deal today. Like today was too much. I'm like, hey, we're in nature. We're just trying to enjoy disconnecting from society a little bit, disconnecting from electronics. Pet a tree, like can how about you pet this tree? And he just wanted to like wreck shit. And I was like, man, he's just at that age where like I have to take him to the park solo so that I can do like cool dad shit. I want to go like throw rocks and fucking
break shit.
Yeah, and break shit and like go to areas that it's roped off. I want to do that with him. But with her, she's still a little too young to enjoy anything even remotely in that area. So I have to carry her. So I have to carry this like nearly 30-pound object, not bust my ass. I need new shoes, so these bitches got no tread. And it's just like, I don't know. I feel like I would have enjoyed it a lot more if I could have just taken him, taken her separately. So I think next week I'm going to take him out for some reckless fun.
It's funny because Miles is the same way. It's always just about like, what's the thing I can jump off of, the thing I can climb, the thing I can break. Yesterday, before soccer games, they had like Miles' team had pictures, and at Whetstone Park, you know how like in the part where not the soccer fields, but like the part with the trees where they have those like cement tables.
Yeah.
Like the picnic tables. He and 2 other kids on his team had like half cinder block pieces they found somewhere, and they were throwing them on those tables. And it's like, no, you are literally going to break that table in half. That rock is going to snap that table. Like, I was like, what are you guys doing? They're literally standing on the table, throwing them down at it as hard as they could. And it's like, what's going through your mind right now that sounds cool?
They're harvesting crop in Fortnite.
But
that's not even the term. What the fuck is the term?
I don't know.
Harvesting something.
They
got their axe and they're chopping a tree.
Yeah. That's got to that made me think of, though, I got to say this, as I just got to have a proud dad moment, is I have never seen any of our kids give effort in a sport like Miles did at his soccer game yesterday. Ever. They got creamed 0-4 or some shit like that.
Yeah.
But man, that kid was fucking in it. He was aggressive. He turned the afterburners on a couple times. I was like, Miles, let's get it going. Hustle. You know, felt good. It felt good. Nice. Dad to be the one whose kid was like fucking it up.
Hayden had a cross country meet this weekend, and I didn't take him. I've been taking him to his practices. Amy hasn't felt well, so I've been taking him to his practices and getting runs in myself. And then he had a run over at like Otterbein or something, right? And Amy posted a video. She showed me the unposted video because it actually had sound, but she's like screaming, "Give it everything you got." You know what I mean? And dude, he just fucking like turned it on and left this kid. I'm like, hell yeah. It's cool when they find something that they have fun doing.
Yeah.
That they're pretty good at.
Yeah.
Because I tell you, when Hayden played soccer, he was not good.
And that's the thing is, like, Miles I knew was going to be the one who was better at it because he's the athletic one. But he never and he did enjoy it, but he never really latched onto it super like a crazy amount. But he was on a team with his friends and he had a good time. And this year it's been kind of emotionally tough because like he doesn't know people on his team, but like they've had a couple practices and a couple games and he's making friends and they're having a good time and like they're playing together now and it's cool. It's just cool to watch. Like you could tell that he wasn't even having a very good morning yesterday, and I thought, oh great, here we are, here we go. Soccer's gonna suck. He's not gonna give his all. He's gonna be complaining the whole time and stuff like that. And he just turned it on, man. He got on the field and he just fucking did it. And I was so stoked about it. And the games were at the same time. Him and B's, they were on neighboring fields, which was cool. But it was like Sierra and her mom were like posted up on chairs in the shade where they could see both fields. And then Ashley, her stepdad, and myself, we were just basically going like this back and forth between the two fields going, "You're doing great, you're doing great, you're doing great, you know, like, hey, hustle. Hey, B, here comes the ball. You know, I mean, it was pretty cool. But I wanted to just focus on Miles' game the whole time though, because he was just fucking killing it. So that was cool. That was really cool.
Out of that came a funny thing. So we always like to take pictures, like when the kids are doing anything. Yeah. We want to take a picture, right?
Sure.
So it's hard to get Hayden to laugh or smile and it not look. He looks in pain when you go, "Hey, Hayden, smile." He's like, we're like, "No, big smile," and like he just looks in pain. So you have to make him smile.
Newsflash, it's not just him.
That's what I was.
That's what
I'm getting at. So you have to make him smile like legitimately by saying something crazy.
Yeah.
And it's getting more ridiculous the things we have to say or do to make him smile. Do you have any? So which one of your kids is the hardest to get to smile? Is it all of them? Is it just all kids?
Yeah, it's just all of them. Miles is the one though that like Beatrice won't, like, if she doesn't want to smile, she's not gonna smile.
You don't. I mean, do you do funny shit and make him smile or what?
All I gotta say is the word diarrhea.
Oh, that works every time.
Every time.
That used to work. We'd say like
farts, poop. Like
we would do the same thing.
I'll be like wet fart or like, oh shoot, I just sharted. My kids know what a shart is, by the way.
Oh, absolutely. Baby Shark. We sing Baby Shark. Yeah, absolutely.
But no, yeah, it's always got to be poop or fart jokes.
That's what it used to be for us. Hayden's growing up, man. You know what Amy had to yell in order to get him?
I can't wait to hear this.
Think of titties.
Okay. So 2 things. No, not one. Two things. 1, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
2,
caught him off guard.
2, you said, guess what Amy had to say? In my mind, I was like, I bet it's tits. And then I was like, no, they wouldn't. No, she wouldn't do that. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's funny. Think of titties. Wow.
Yeah, because nothing else is working anymore. Like, he's bored with our fart jokes. He's bored with us saying
That's
fart.
hilarious.
Oh, by the way, I've told you this before. He's never cussed. I've tried to get him to say cuss words, like, just to, like, I don't want him to be so curious that he goes crazy, right? And just, like, goes crazy and says, like, a shit ton of cuss words. So I'm like, sorry, man. Say damn. No. Say beaver dam. Like, I try to get him, say it. He's like, nah. He wouldn't even say chicken breast. I think I told you that before. He can now seamlessly cuss without cussing. And what I mean is, like let's say a song comes on and it's probably not a song that I should have on.
Yeah.
You know, I'm totally that parent. I'm just like, just put whatever on. He can rap like the whole song and substitute every word. Like if it's shit, it's spit. If it's fuck, it's flump. Flump.
That's good.
Yeah, he'd be like, I don't flump with you. Like, dude, he can seamlessly cuss without cussing. And I'm like, I don't exactly know how to feel about it. Because I feel like one day he'll just, like, I see him using these words, and he's like, what the flump? And like, at some point I'm like, man, he's gonna switch that over.
And see, that's the thing is, and we've talked about this before, but like, I fully believe that my kids are all cussing when they're all hanging out without us. I fully believe that.
I don't think mine is.
I fully believe that too.
You and me, I have another story that hits close to home for you real quick. So you have a neighbor. I'm not going to say the neighbor's name. Kid starts with an E, right? And when Hayden used to come to your guys' house all the time.
Oh, do they play Fortnite together?
Yes.
Because he cusses.
So I walk in the room the other day and Hayden's not playing games. And I'm like, and that's not like him. If he asks for media, because we don't give it to him all the time, right? But if he asks for media, he's going to use it up to the last minute. He's allowed to use it.
Yeah.
So he's not. He's doing something. He's playing a Switch or something. And I said, oh, you don't want to play Fortnite? He goes, oh, I was playing with some kids and some of their friends came in and they were saying bad words. So I logged off.
Oh, please tell me it was my kids.
I don't think it was yours. No, it was not. It was not. It was that kid and some of that kid's friends that just came into the channel or group or whatever the fuck the terminology is. I have no idea.
I do know that he cusses.
Yeah, so I thought that was really funny. I wanted to tell you that, but I forgot about it. He was like, yeah, they were saying bad words, so I left.
That is hilarious. No, but I do not doubt for a second that my kids aren't.
Do you remember when
cussing?
Do you remember when it was like super popular? That was like a meme almost to say like, don't cuss on my profile.
Yeah, I never really got that. I felt like it was always a joke that was like, I felt like I was too old for.
Dude, okay, so the person that I saw making that joke all the time was Knox.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he was like, he's the one that introduced me to it. And then it became a big thing. You remember how you could like put filters on Facebook?
Like words on the...
Yeah, so somebody else made that. And that was like 2 months after Knox brought the joke to like, my timeline, right? And so I was like, man, that's kind of, it's funny. It's funny how disconnected I am from people. Like you said, I feel old because these jokes happen and I'm like, I don't even know where that originated.
I was flipping through Twitter earlier and
no cussers.
Chase, the singer of Gatecreeper, which is a death metal band that I happen to love a lot. Do you like that band?
Mm-mm.
You don't like it?
Never.
Or have you just not listened to it?
I've never given it a shot.
You should.
I've seen people post about them. I gotta be honest. I'm just not the biggest fan of death metal. When you say death metal, you gotta dial it in more.
It's not Mark Evans death metal. It's old school. It was influenced by like Entombed, Obituary, stuff like that. Like, so it's more simplistic. It's more hardcore rooted.
So then you legitimately mean death metal, like the original.
Yeah, old school.
And that's what I don't like.
Anyway, you should give Gatecreeper a chance.
I will.
Listen to the record Sonoran Deprivation, and there's just it's fucking riff city. It's the heaviest goddamn shit, man. It's fucking riff city. Anyway, he said today on Twitter, he goes, "Wow, I really am an old head." And I feel like
that's like a hip hop term.
I feel like us mid-30s guys are all starting to realize that, or all like, holy shit, we are that guy now.
So
we're the guy at the show that I used to be like, man, that guy is old.
That's why I don't go to shows.
No, I still go.
I just don't go. You tried to get me out to your fucking show, and what did I tell you, Collin?
You're like, oh my god, I was drunk when I texted you. I was like, hey, man, I don't know what you're doing, but we're going to play late tonight, blah, blah, blah.
That's
like,
not what you said. You said, if you're trying to get turnt, play late.
That is true. Yeah, I was drunk. And you said, hey, thanks for the invite. I'm getting in a late night gym sesh.
Did I only say sesh?
You probably said session.
Oh. I feel
for effect.
I feel differently if I said sesh.
But and I responded with, I'm going to bust your balls on the podcast because you have chosen a healthy lifestyle over riffs. And I still believe that. I stand by everything I said.
Yeah.
But no, I get it. Although this show was weird. I'm getting a call.
You're getting a phone call? Is it a number that you don't know?
The school system. That's a robocall from the Columbus City school system. They spend so much goddamn money on robocalls. It's just pay your teachers more and stop calling me. Anyway,
nobody wants to sit there and dial 900 phone numbers.
It costs a lot of money to do robocalls.
Really?
Tens of thousands of dollars.
No.
Absolutely.
Okay, so they should just hire me. I would do it cheaper. Like that's just what it is.
Anyway, so now I lost my train of thought.
Well, you were talking about healthy lifestyle.
Oh yeah,
riffs.
Yeah. I fuck off. Anyway,
and standing by that.
I stayed up too late and drank a shit ton of beer. And then I came home at 1:30 in the morning and ate my leftover Thai's Asian bistro food, and then went to sleep. And
you know, I could be wrong.
You were at the gym.
I could be wrong. I feel like Thai's Asian Bistro is 1215 Lane Avenue. Is that the address?
I don't know what the address is, but it is definitely on Lane Avenue.
I don't know why that sticks out in my brain.
But for like $9, you get like 3 meals worth of food. So
I know.
It's just crazy.
I mean, but I'm a fat piece of shit, and I used to eat all of it.
I
get General Tso's, and I eat the whole thing.
I can split it up. I get the hot pepper chicken.
Damn, I might. Are they open on, what is today? Sunday?
Sunday.
Are they open on Sunday?
I'm sure. That's way out of your way, though.
I don't give a fuck. I feel like I could fuck with that today. I feel like I could fuck with that. No, it's where
are we at?
An hour and 20. What do you think? You want to wrap it up?
We could probably call it because I need to go home and make dinner. Hey, that lady from my neighborhood Facebook page, it says she sent me a message. I know what that message is gonna be. How much you gonna charge me to do it? Fucking
do it.
Yeah, dude, I don't have time to do. I don't have time to do shit on my own house.
Well,
but I guess I'm not getting
charge
paid.
her less.
I'm not getting paid for shit.
Yeah, there you go. I was gonna say charge her less. Say, hey, I can do it. It'll take me longer, but I'll charge you less.
No,
I'm gonna charge you full price.
Yeah, no, I just talked myself into it. Because the reason I don't get shit done at my house is because I'm paying for it. I'm not getting paid for it. You know what I mean?
Damn, that was kind of a bar.
I'm not a businessman. I'm a businessman.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It was kind of a bar.
I'm not paying for it. I'm getting paid for it.
You want to write a rap album? No, not a rap album. Can we write a rap song together? Would you do it?
I don't know if I'll rap, man. I need a ghostwriter.
Nope.
I need Jack Houston, my bass player in my band, to ghostwrite a rap song for me.
Here's the thing. We're going to do a rap song. I will set up the studio time.
Jesus.
I will provide you with a beat by next week.
But I like beats. I like making beats. Can I help?
I was just going to find one.
No. I've got beats for fucking days, man.
I don't believe you. Why do we have a weird beat at the beginning of every podcast if you've got beats for days?
We're going to talk about this.
Off air?
Yeah. No. I'm just kidding. No. All right. I got a handful of songs on my SoundCloud.
What? I thought you just had like Beezus.
No. I have another SoundCloud.
You have another? So you're a SoundCloud rapper on the side.
It's not rap. I just have beats. Let's finish this.
No. Now I just have to ask. So are there any lyrics on these beats, or is it literally
just beats? And
it's not like 9 Inch Nails style shit?
No, man.
Hang on a minute. That's something you would do.
It is something I would do. It's what I do. It's what I've been doing for...
What, just music in general?
My whole life is just making shit. Just making shit. My first love, when I started making music, my first love was electronic music. So my first love was drum machines, samplers, and DAWs.
All right. So literally after this, I do want you to show me some shit.
Hold on.
You're going to.
No, not that song.
Well, you already got it going.
Nope, not that one.
You're going to get us flagged for copyright
No, this is my shit.
on your own shit.
Hold on.
I'm waiting. So that's what you want to rap over?
Well, I'm telling you, man, I got fucking. This one's pretty poppy.
It sounds like some Katy Perry. That one's actually kind of hard. All right, Collin. I'm not gonna lie. One, I didn't know that existed. Two, I wasn't on the board till that second one. That second one got me on board. All right, Heckin Cool Dads, episode fucking 23, like Jordan and LeBron, and we're out this bitch.
Later.
Peace.